What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Lotus Esprit. Now, you may notice this is not the same Lotus Esprit I had in the end of last video because everything went wrong. I lost a lot of stuff. I lost all my video content that I'd recorded on this Esprit, and I had to start all over again. So, here we have the Lotus Esprit from the latest DLC pack. It is looking pretty sweet. I absolutely love the engine that comes in this. The way it sits at that massive slant. I cannot wait to get stuck into this, putting performance parts all over this, making this one as fast as we can. Now, the Elise itself wasn't very quick with all the performance parts. Hopefully, we can do just a little bit better today with the Esprit. Did I say the Elise or the Esprit? I don't know. The Elise was the bad one. Hopefully the Esprit is going to be better. We're going to repair all of this bodywork. As you can see, it is in a very sorry state. But it is Friday, which means the weekend is here. So let's get stuck into this one. Let's get it over to the car wash and let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then at the car wash. What colour is it underneath? That looks like a brown to me. Let's get it cleaned and find out. Does look like it's got a livery on it, though. Let's see what that one is. That looks like it could be the one I made myself. It is. I don't know how that managed to get on there. That shouldn't be the case, but never mind. And it is definitely brown under here. I don't like that. That will definitely be changing. Let's get the interior cleaned. Let's get it back on the lift and get that engine ripped out and start to strip down. I just realised, given the fact that this is a different car to last time, let's evaluate these stats. 340,000 kilometers on this one. I think that is a lot longer, a lot further than the last one. I did pick it up from the auction house still, and I did get ripped off a little bit. 1,292. I think the last one was about 1,900 or something. So very similar in prices. We still need to find out where we end up, though. Let's get this one in the air. No, in fact, before we do that, on this engine here, before you can take the gearbox out, you have to take out the starter and the oil filter. So let's get these two out before we get it lifted up in the air and check for that oil pan. Let's go up in the air you go. Come on, Esprit. Let's have a look for the oil pan. The oil pan is there, so let's get that one drained before we get the gearbox ripped out. Over you come. How dirty is this? Quite bad. There's quite a lot of it. That wasn't horrible, though. I've seen worse. But let's get in. It is time to rip that gearbox out. We know we need to get the drive axles off, so let's get these wheels off first. Last bit off now. Ideal. Let's jump in. Let's get this gearbox off and start getting this car stripped down, ready to be thrown back together with performance parts, painted a lovely colour. Let's see how this one ends up. Let's get it back on the ground, grab that crane and get the engine ripped out. Now, this one does have an engine cover that does sit over that. It is out for the moment. Let's get you lifted up and let's pull this one out. Out you come. Nice and easy. Like to see that. Let's jump in and check out this engine bay. So we've got the power steering reservoir back here and a battery back here. Is there anything missing here? It doesn't look like it. Let's go down the front. It also doesn't look like there's anything missing here, though, as well, which is excellent. I've got some liquids to drain, so I'm going to crack on and get that done. Additional tools, a drain tool, a click and hold on the lid. Be back in a minute. That's all the liquids drained. Let's clear some of this out. The washer, coolant reservoir, brake servo, ABS module, out you come. The radiator. I don't think this one needs a fan housing. It's just the radiator, I believe. So out you come as well. Let's get that out. Battery out. I need to throw that one on charge. Fuel pump out. And let's just take a quick look inside this fuse box. There is quite a few pieces in there. I need to get that one stripped. So I'm going to get this done. In fact, let's scrap this. I'll come back to this in a minute. Let's check out the suspension and see what we got going on here. See if there's any bits missing. So from the front, we got the double wishbone with a shock absorber and the front suspension across member B. Doesn't look like anything's missing there or there. That's pretty nice. At the back, I know I've taken the wheel off. Do we have the hub bearings are in there? We've got the hub cap in. Double wishbone, single shock at the back here as well. Looking pretty tasty. We've got all the bits, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll be able to repair all of them and get it sorted. I'll get that stripped off camera. Next up, though, we will be dismantling that engine, taking a look at it full deep inside, and we'll have a look and see what it's like, because it is a new one. Just the bodywork and interior left to strip out of the Esprit. Let's head over and get that engine stripped down. First off, let's throw that battery on charge, though. In we go. Let's have a look at this, then. This insane-looking engine that is currently upside down. That's weird. Don't know why that is. Let's get you back the right way up. There we go. Now, this has got quite a bit going on to this engine. I quite like the look of it. Let's start with some of the belts at the front here. Off you come, and off that pulley comes as well. Idle roller there, and another belt. Then we've got 3 cam gears on this one. 1, 2, 3. Water pump pulley with a water pump underneath, I'm assuming. Not 100% on that. There it is. Let's get you off as well. No cover on this one. I like that. Just opened up for the world to see. Fuel filter. Then we've got the air filter cover. Some lovely side draft round air filters hiding in there. That's quite cool. I like that. Off you come. Let's get the base off. Carburetor's off as well. Let's have a look underneath here. Nice. Nice. Off you come. Off you come. Quick. Let's go. Get that one off. Then we got the intake manifold with a couple of rusty bolts. Nothing too special on that one. Off you come. In just a moment. Then let's have a look. Let's get these wires off. And we've got the distributor cap that's probably got a second clip on it that's impossible to get to. There it is, hiding just in there. Take you off, and you off. Let's get the ignition coil out as well while we're here. And let's have a look at some of these bits. I'll take both these covers off and we'll come back in a second. So underneath the covers, it looks like you have an engine head that is built in with the camshaft. So let's get you ripped out and have a look. A lot of bolts on this one. Although it's not bolts, though, it is just nuts. So they come off very, very quickly, which definitely makes me happy. Then we've got some spark plugs under there. So let's get you off as well. Come on. 2 more rusty bolts. 1 and 2. There we go. Out you come. Let's get these spark plugs out. Oh, there we go. So we've got the exhaust manifold on the other side there. We already know we've taken out the oil filter. So that's easy. Yeah, and then let's get this head off. Quite a few bolts on this one, but it doesn't matter because they're only nuts, not bolts. So they're very quick to just whip off when you're trying to make a video. So that's helpful for me. Thank you for that. And then that looks like it, apart from the pistons. So let's get this one rotated. I wish I'd gone the other way. Let's get this oil pan off and let's take a look at them. And then I'll leave you to it. I'm going to get some stuff repaired. And then we'll work on getting that body stripped next. There we have. So there's the inline of 4 pistons, as you can see, with all the crankshaft arms and all of that. So I'll get the rest of this stripped, get some stuff repaired, and then we'll get that body stripped. I'll see you in just a few moments. Engine is all stripped. It is now time to work on this lovely bodywork. Well, I say lovely. It's not lovely at the moment. But anyway, let's start getting it off. So the front bumper off, the front clamshell off. That also brings out the headlights. Nice. Windshield off, right body window off, trunk out. There is a window there, but it's not fitted right now. And also the engine cover does sit there. So we've got the tail lights. Let's get that plate off. Is that a bumper? Kind of looks like it should be a bumper. Maybe it's not. Doesn't matter. Nothing on that side, nothing on that side. Let's just have a quick look on here. Down to 1%. I've still got the steering wheel and the seat in. So I'll get the interior out. And then we will get the frame sorted out. So that shouldn't take too long. Off you go, off you go. Let's get this back into normal mode. Let's get this frame sorted out. And then I need to repair some body panels. I don't even know if it'll let me repair any of that. What do we reckon? 1,500 today? Let's have a look. Oh, nice. 1,500 on that one. Pretty tasty. I really hate this brown. It is horrible. But you can accidentally see a livery that you are not supposed to have seen yet. So we'll scrap that. I'm going to go and repair some of these body panels, buy what else I need, and see where we end up. So I've got everything repaired, I think, at least anyway. Let's start throwing some stuff in. Let's start with the interior, because I do quite like these Esprit seats. They're actually looking pretty sweet, like them. And the new Esprit steering wheel, on you go. That's looking pretty cool. Does that say Lotus in the centre? Nice. Let's come back off of that. Let's start getting this body back together. Hood. On you go. Front clamshell, and I did manage to repair that one, which was good. We've got the right and the left headlights. In you go. And the front bumper, along with, I'll do the license plates in a minute. So let's get the windscreen in, door on, rear window in, or rear body window in, side window in, and the mirror. Now, there is 2 separate windows here. So you've got the rear window inside the car, and then obviously the engine cover and the trunk, which I managed to repair. And then you've got another window on the outside of the car. So that is a separated bay, like in that. On with the tail lights, on with the rear bumper. And then just to finish it off, we've got the doors, the side windows, and the mirrors. Fantastic. I have picked some shiny, lovely new license plates today. I'll just quickly show you in the shop. These have come from French Toast. I know. I'm a big fan of French Toast work anyway. But they are the Cyberpunk license plates. Now, when you buy these, press space, buy them blank, whatever that one says there, buy blank. Otherwise, you'll get lettering in there covering it up. Today, I have gone for the Night City ones. So let's throw you on. They are looking pretty sweet. I do quite like them. That's looking tasty. But anyway, with that done, let's head over to the paint shop, check out the new liveries for the Esprit, and then see what I've done with this livery here for the final work. I'll see you in just a moment. Just gone for a white body while we check out the included liveries. Let's have a look. Slot number 1, you've got a single green stripe. I do believe these are going to be the same as the other one. Yep, so the single yellow stripe, and then we should have a double green stripe. Yes, and a double yellow stripe. Does it also include the circle on the door? Oh, no, it doesn't look like it does with this one. No, okay, so no circle on the door. I mean, I'll be honest, I did already know that because I have decided how I'm going to do mine. That's the 4 that are included. There is a 5th one. You can't really tell on the black because I have changed it slightly, and that's one I've made. So I'm going to send this back onto the lifter. I'm going to get some of the suspension parts painted, and we will see what colour I paint the lovely Esprit in just a second. Here she is then, all painted in a lovely metallic red, black stripe down the middle with gold stripes running either side of it. Looking absolutely fantastic. I did go and create this one myself. It didn't take a lot of work. I just coloured in between these two bits black everywhere on the livery it was. Looking pretty sweet. As regards to the engine, I don't really know. I think we're just going to try and go with some reds, golds and blacks. Maybe not the blacks. We will see. With the suspension, though, probably just going to gold most of this out with a couple of splashes of red or black in there. So let's get this back on the lift. I'll get the suspension parts painted, and then we'll get ready for reassembly. See you in just a moment. I finished painting everything. Everything is coloured and looking lovely. Let's take a look at the shocks. So I've got the actual shock itself in a red with the spring in gold at the front, at the back there, sorry, with the silver cap. Sadly, I can't paint the cap, so I couldn't help that. At the front, we've got a red shock, gold spring, and a black cap. The black cap on that one does really fit in with our black, gold, and red theme. Let's get some of it on the car. That car in the metallic red looked absolutely lovely with the gold and the black stripe running through the middle. I've got some of the suspension parts on already, but let's throw some of the colour in here. So the front cross section is in gold. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Let's get some of these bushings in so that I don't forget them later on. I know I will. And then most of this, I'll be honest, is pretty much in the gold. Looking pretty sweet. I'm quite happy with how it's turning out. Let's get you on. Let's get the shocks on. And then let's get that brake caliper on to compare the colours from the metallic red on there to whatever red shows up on the brake calipers. Because I'm pretty confident it won't be correct. Gold centre hubs, although they don't matter because the rims cover them up. And let's have a look at these brake calipers. Yeah, not as shiny, but still quite a nice looking red. Quite happy with how that's coming out. Let's get down the back and have a look down here. Now, one of my favourite things about the double wishbone rear end is that the knuckle housing can be painted. So it does go gold to blend in with everything else on here. Pretty sweet. On you go. This one I'm thinking is going to look insane with all the gold together. Hopefully, with a bit of that red thrown in on the shock there. Pretty nice. On you go. Let's get up to the brake caliper and see how good this rear end looks. Half completed, at least completed on one side, as much as we can see anyway. So on you go, and then last but not least, on with the red brake caliper. And that's actually looking pretty sweet. The gold and red is a nice combination with the bits of black splashed in. Obviously nothing down this end painted black, apart from the fuel tank. In you go, we'll throw that in while we're here. I'm going to get on and get all the other spits finished, all the other sides finished. Throw that fuel pump in there as well. And then we'll come back and get this engine bay sorted. So I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Here it is then, the suspension all finished, looking stunning in this golden red, with a few splashes of black. Not my choice, but I want some black in there anyway. So it looks really good. Happy with how that's coming along, but it is time to get this engine bay sorted out. So let's start throwing a few of these bits back in. This radiator, by the way, definitely it doesn't need the fan housing, which is ideal. On with the ABS pump and the module. Throw you on. Let's get you in. On you go, on you go, on you go. Windscreen, washer, reservoir, brake servo. And I will throw the fuse box base in just so you can see I've painted it red to sort of keep a bit of the red cover with the engine bay. I will get on and finish that in a minute. Power steering reservoir, on you go. And I have remembered to grab my battery. I've got two, apparently. There we go. So on you go. In you go, fixed on there. Can't grab the exhaust from here, which is a bit of a shame. Although I do know one thing. The front exhaust section on the Esprit is yet to become a performance part, so you can't get that one in performance, only normal. But the rear one can be put in performance. So we will see that one hopefully a little bit later on. That is the engine bay almost finished. I've got to get on and get that fuse box finished. I will do that in a bit off camera. But let's go and get this engine rebuilt back up. Let's start off with the block. Now, I have just done it in the black because it does look pretty good in the black, this block. On you go, on you go. So crankshaft is in. I'll get all these pistons and underneath bits finished. And we'll join back up when I'm throwing some colour in the engine. The oil pan is also black on this one. See you in a few. Here we are then with this beast of an engine from the Lotus. Loving it. Let's get the alternator thrown on. As you can see, all blacked out at the base here. That is pretty much all the black colouring on it. There we go. We've got the gold water pump looking pretty tasty. Ignition distributor in gold as well, with the rotor not painted because it's not no point. Red cap. It is painted, but it is red anyway, so we'll leave it at that. And then I've just got some black clips on here just to throw a little mix of colour in, just how I like it. Bit mixed up, bit different. Let's get that water pump pulley on. On you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is I'm so glad that they changed this. The engine head A performance parts with a 2% increase. It's painted red, and it's red all the way around the outside. Both the Lotuses have had that feature. I'm hoping it is a changed feature now, and they've made it so they all paint red on the outside. Hopefully, but we will see. The exhaust manifold, obviously just in the performance part chroming, looking pretty tasty. Now, engine head B, I've done these in a black just for a bit of sort of showmanship at the top. In fact, maybe I'll change them to gold. Should I change them to gold? No, we'll see how the rest of it comes up before I make that decision. I might change them to gold. We will see. But for the minute, 2 black head covers on there, or heads, whatever you want to call them. Then we've got the cam gears going on. Let's throw the spark plugs in. In you go. In you go. In you go, and in you go. We'll get this belt on just because. I think I've got 2 of these. No, maybe not. Idle roller, on you go. And then the final pulley and belt should go on here. Hopefully. There's one and that. Ideal. Now, let's have a look. The intake manifold, I have done that in gold. So there's a bit of gold on this side. On you go. Carburetors, sadly, the performance ones can't be painted, but they still look pretty sweet in their red and chrome anyway. So at least we got a bit of red matching. Air filter base, this is also in gold, looking pretty sweet, I think, with the 2 air filters that you can't paint on there, looking nice. And then a lovely air filter cover in gold, finish it off. And then some gold cables just to sort of throw a bit more extra gold in there. And then we got the head covers in red. Now, these are a bit disappointing. They still look really cool, but you do get 2 colours on them, sadly. So the bit that says Lotus at the top with the strips there, that is a different colour red to what the rest of it is. You can see that is a bit more metallic and a bit more shiny in the light, but off the light it's darker. Still looking pretty sweet. Should I have done these head covers here in gold? Should I be able to actually move away from the engine? There we go. Should I have done them in gold to throw a bit more colour in there? Or should I have done that in gold? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to leave it like that because I quite like it. And to be fair, it sits under that ugly engine cover where you can't see anything anyway. So I'm not really too fussed. I'm going to grab a couple of pictures of this while I'm here because I won't be able to get it inside the engine bay this time. You and you, grab them nicely. Ideal. Let's get it off the stand. Let's get it off the stand. Never works first time. And let's get this dropped into the car. Now, I have opened the trunk, taken the cover out, and brought the crane over because I was prepared. I never normally am. In you go. Let's have a look. Oh, see, I wish I could remove that engine cover right now without having to go in and change the config. That looks pretty sweet in there. Quite happy with that. But sadly, it does have an engine cover that goes over the top of it. And I've got 2 for some reason. Don't know why I've got 2 of them. Started to randomly duplicate things by the looks of it. Let's get you closed. Now I've just got the gearbox starter as the liquids to fill up, get these wheels done, and tint the windows, and we will be all finished outside. So I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Make that outside in just a moment. Here we are then, outside with the finished Esprit in the sun in its red, black and gold colour scheme. Looking incredible. You will have just sneaked a peek at the gold rims then. I did decide to go with them gold. I think it looks pretty sweet with the gold rims. I did increase the size of these quite considerably. I think they start at 14 inch. I've gone all the way up to 18 inches on all four corners. The fronts are a 225 width with a 35 profile. I think they're pretty nicely sized in there at the front, looking quite nice. And at the backs, they're a 235 width with a 40 profile. These are obviously the Esprit rims, just painted gold. Slick tyres on them because I have pit performance parts in this one today, and it is looking absolutely stunning. I'm so pleased with how this turned out. What an excellent job. I don't like the engine cover. I've never liked engine covers like that. Let's get that off and take a peek at that beautiful engine in there. Looking absolutely stunning in its red, black and gold as well. But let's get on. Let's move on with this. Let's get this trunk closed. Let's jump in this one and get it started up and have a listen. Look at this interior. It looks great. The handbrake on the left-hand side there is a bit bizarre, but the gear shift in the middle is looking pretty tasty in here. Let's get us started up. That sounds different. I like the sound of that. That is a different sound than what I've heard before. Very high sort of frequency on the revving there, especially when it's just idling, but that sounds nice. Next up though, let's get her on the dyno and see what horsepower she's got. Here we are then on the dyno with the Lotus Esprit and its Lotus 907 engine. 179 factory horsepower on this one. How much have we squeezed out of it today with all the performance parts? Let's have a look. An additional 104 horsepower, 59%. In comparison, that's pretty good, taking our new total up to 283 horsepower. But we need to have a quick look at my gearbox tuning setup today. Now, I've gone for this one. I haven't quite gone for top speed here today. 590 I've maxed it out at, with a nice sort of curve, 60 to almost 100, 150, and then following out that curve down towards the end. Hopefully it should be good for the track. Let's head over. Let's find out. Here we are then on the track with the Esprit, 283 horsepower, newly acquired with this tuned up engine. Let's see how fast we can get it down the track. Not bad off the line. It struggles a little bit in first and second gear, but we are flying down the track already, heading up towards the 200 km/h mark. Now we know the Elise was not very good on the track. Is the Esprit going to be any better? Already in 6th gear, not even at 250 yet. Now we are. Will we even make it to the 300 km/h before the end of the runway? Probably not, judging by what's going on at the moment, but we will see. Come on, little Esprit, you can do it. 300, come on, just hit 300. You're not going to make it, are you? 295 km/h from the Esprit. Not the greatest, but not horrible. Here we are then with the finished Lotus Esprit and its brand new Lotus engine. Really loving that. Has been a lot of fun. Beautiful looking engine. Nowhere near as powerful as I really hoped it would be. 295 km/h, leaving it 71st in the leaderboard in comparison to the Elise, which now just got bumped to 78th in the leaderboard with 267 km/h. So the Esprit better than the Elise, but definitely could have been better. Loving these license plates from Cyberpunk here by French Toast. Link is in description below. Go and grab them. They're a lot of fun. They're cool to play with. And I love this body style and design in the paintwork. So we've got the red metallic paint going into the gold metallic paint into a black metallic down the center. We've got the rims obviously in that metallic gold as well. And underneath it, we've got some beautiful golds and some metallic reds in there as well. Looking lovely. Onto that engine bay, that does look absolutely stunning, that engine there. Very happy with how that turned out. In fact, really loving this car all around. But we do have to talk about some facts and figures. So, as you saw at the beginning of this video, not the end of last video, I bought this car for 18,426. I got a little bit conned by just over 1,000. It wasn't too bad though, but I have spent 36,144 buying parts and upgrading parts for this one today, getting to looking as it does right now, looking fantastic, putting our total spend at 54,570. Now that is actually quite a bit. I'm not sure how much we're going to profit off this Esprit, so let's jump in and have a look. 340,000 kilometers. I got it from the auction house. We are now all 100%. We've obviously got that engine tuned and now up to 283 horsepower, a gain of 59%, not 58.5 as it says there. But how much can we sell this one for? Let's have a look. 115,176 is the sale price. We will be selling this one today, leaving us a profit of 60,606. That is 60606. Just in case you were wondering, a weird collection of numbers there. Definitely been a lot of fun working on these two new Lotuses. I'm enjoying the DLC that's coming out. Really love it. Glad this one came with two new engines. Looking forward to whatever they're going to have up next. It's going to be a lot of fun. Off you go, though, Lotus. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure working on you. Up next, though, we have got the Formula One car, or as it's more commonly known, the open wheel racer. I've not done one of these yet. They are meant to be insanely fast. Open wheel racer, as you can see there. Comes in with a V8 double overhead cam AXK engine. We may swap it to the supercharged. We may not. We will see. Where did I get this one from? I did get it from the auction, where I got ripped off by about 4,000. Nothing too bad. I'm sure we'll make that one back up on the sale. But with this having 609 factory horsepower on the AXK engine, will we be able to increase this enough to make it insane? And maybe a new speederboard champion. There isn't even an engine in it. Where is the engine supposed to go? Down there. We are completely missing the engine, so we do need to fully rebuild this one. Bit of a shame. It does mean it doesn't matter if we're swapping, though, because we are going to be building it back up. Thank you for watching today's video. This is the end. Thank you to everyone who's watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, whatever you're doing. It definitely helps me out. It makes me feel better about the content that I'm making, especially when you guys are enjoying it. We are at 96 subscribers currently. This is a video at number 85, and I am aiming, or we are aiming, for 100 subscribers before the 100th video. So if you can help me out with that, definitely would be much appreciated. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with this beautiful open wheel racer. See you then.